grab a cup of coffee, make a couple of images is absolutely wonderful.
These are better prices than eBay.
Capturing Palm Springs with vintage cameras. Let's go.
So that was a successful trip to Palm Springs. It took no effort to shoot that camera. I would recommend getting down to places like Palm Springs, get up the mountain, get out there with your family and just shoot. Stay hydrated. Today, 105 degrees. So I think one of my favorite things to do on vacation, probably like a lot of photographers, is to get up early in the morning when everyone else is sleeping, get out and just make beautiful images. I mean, they don't even have to be beautiful, obviously, because a lot of mine aren't, but well, most of mine aren't. But just getting out on your own, grab a cup of coffee, make a couple of images is absolutely wonderful and good for the soul. Now this is the Nikon D200. I think it's probably my third Nikon D200 because I keep selling it, which I need to stop doing, because this is a very special camera body to me. It is one of the only camera bodies that creates images like this for reasons that we'll talk about later. But that having been said, if you're looking for a sub $100 camera body that's going to make you feel like a photographer and feel like you succeeded when you look at those images post-production, in post or after you've taken them, I would really consider one of the most beautiful sensors ever conceived, in my opinion, is this beautiful D200. Check out these images. It's so beautiful. And Palm Springs, if you've never been, you're gonna love it. Come visit. Look at this door. Wow. Just everything about this town is perfectly set up for you to come out and make beautiful images of architecture and to make beautiful images. I'm going to be doing this for quite some time, so I'll let you guys go.
Now, while I know and understand that it might be strange to go somewhere beautiful like Palm Springs with a vintage camera body, it's important to know why. It's these colors which draw me to cameras such as the D200. Why I chose the D200 when collectors like myself have so many camera bodies. It's very simple. The Nikon D200 is one of the only cameras that I have with a CCD sensor. Yes, everybody harps on about CCD sensors, but this particular sensor has a CFA, which stands for a color filter array. What that means is that the sensor itself has a filter inbuilt or placed on it. So the CCD sensor, the charge coupled device, CCD that's in the camera has this color filter array placed on it. What the filter array does, essentially, is to limit the intensity of light coming to that CCD sensor, thus allowing for punchy, more saturated colors. And that is where this camera separates itself from many of the others. We all talk about CCD and film like, etc., but in reality, it's these CFAs which really differentiated those cameras back in the day. And that is why I choose to shoot cameras such as the D200 in places like Palm Springs. Palm Springs is pastel colors, mid-century lines, beautiful expressive artwork. And in that environment, having that array, that filter array over my sensor that saturates my colors and punches them straight out of camera is what makes me choose these types of cameras. Now, I'm sure by now you can tell that I'm in love with this sensor. The D200 with that CFA, the vibes it creates, the beautiful punchy colors, and yes, I leave it at base ISO. It's expandable to 1600, but for me, I give it plenty of light and plenty of chances to capture those beautiful soft colors, and boy, does it return.
So any other thoughts on Palm Springs? Yeah, it's beautiful. It's 105 degrees, but there's a pool on most properties. The architecture's stunning, mid-century modern. A lot of the colors here are beautiful. The way people decorate and present their properties is wonderful. You can just walk around with a cup of coffee, looking at the architecture, dreaming and aspiring to owning one of these beautiful properties. The airport's beautiful. When you exit the airport, you're in open air, which is rare for airports, of course, but Palm Springs, so inviting. Overall, a trip to Palm Springs, it's so good for the soul.
And if you're wondering what it's like capturing stills, we had a little fun with these silly product shots. And boy, did these colors come out great. And this is a simple 60mm Nikon macro lens. And I love these images. Let's have a closer look at this beautiful 2005 Nikon D200. The top looks like any other Nikon DSLR from the era. A beautiful LCD screen displays everything you need to know. Press and hold and use the command dials to change the modes, aperture priority, shutter priority. Front command dial, in aperture priority, that will change the f-stop. The rear screen's not touchscreen, but it shows us everything we need to know. Menu, relatively old, but again, easy to use. The camera itself, professional body, nice and sturdy. The CF card hidden behind this door. I tend to use the lower megapixel solid CF cards. This one's 4GB from Lexar, plenty fast enough and extremely inexpensive. I don't tend to take it out when I upload my images. I just use a USB. And on this side of the camera, behind rubber waterproof grommets, you'll find your USB port to connect to your computer and upload those images. The battery compartment, the battery shares the same model as the D700. It's the EN model, nice and easy to get from Amazon. Lens release catch on this side. Behind you see the mirror, as this is a DSLR. Pentaprism, viewfinder, function buttons, and that beautiful 60mm 2.8 macro lens, which to be honest is enough for me for street, for macro, for landscape. I love it. Built-in pop-up flash. It has a hot shoe, but I just use the built-in flash for this bad boy. The shutter speed, not many frames per second, but it's more than enough to capture that beautiful family action on your vacations. Overall, a beautifully strong camera.
Palm Springs, 2 hours away from Los Angeles, and it's an easy drive out of LA. into the desert, and you get to come here. Architecture, there are so many restaurants and bars. The people are wonderful, inviting. People take care of their properties, wide open streets, good coffee, great food. And if you want to go out dancing, Palm Springs is wonderful. The shows are incredible. And if, like me, you want to wander around with a beautiful vintage CCD sensor, make some images, you can do that too in Palm Springs.